Good morning, everybody out in vascular land. So, what have I had this week through? You will notice that the discussion board really only has one entry this week, and that's our friend Pat, who's re-examining the question of holism. This is a subject which I think on this course attracts more interest than more or less any other, more discussion. And I know that I've talked a fair bit about this now, but Pat returns to the question, saying, in a perfectly reasonable way, that when you're looking after somebody's physical health, you've also got to make sure that some effort is given to see the effect that all this is having on their personality, their beliefs, and their their psychology. And again, I'll simply say that I've never met anybody who's ever said the opposite to this. And to that extent, I think holism is a bit of an empty concept, really, because I've never met somebody who says, definitely don't take account of the psychological effects of a disease. I mean, I've heard people say that there's no time for doing that, or the services aren't equipped to do that. I've seen that. But then that can apply to a nurse, as a doctor, as a surgeon, as anybody really. Nobody would defend that. Nobody would say, we don't have the resources for looking after somebody's emotional well-being when they're physically ill. And a good thing too. Nobody ever says that. Again, I'm going to come back to the point that I've stated a few times now, that when I hear people's care being referred to as non-holistic, what I hear is somebody saying, this is care that's been given by somebody else, and somebody else who I don't like. Nobody ever says my care is not holistic. Nobody ever says that, and a good thing too. And so I wonder if it's an academic point, I suppose, but it's one that's endlessly fascinating for me, I got to tell you. Anyway, no, Diane, I have never heard of subclavian steal syndrome. I've never heard of it. If you are really interested in developing it, dear, I would be more than willing to come and interview you on the subject, and to create for the next course a little lesson on the subject with you as the author. I would be more than prepared to come and visit you. Hang on, you're not one of them ones in Berkshire, are you? In which case I'd have to think carefully about that. But no, I've never heard from that. The other thing to say from this week's mailbag is that the essay subjects are really coming in thick and fast now. This week's bag brought me two suggestions. One was a review of carotid endarterectomy. Where are we up to with that? Who gets it? What for? What the alternatives are? What it's supposed to do? Good subject. Real good subject. And the other one is endovascular versus open procedures for aortic aneurysms. Again, excellent. I'd be very interested to see your take on endovascular procedures for ruptured aneurysm. I'd be very interested to see that one. And it's a subject I really want someone to sit down and talk to me about, but I'm having trouble finding people. And my focus has been taken off by other courses now. I'm busy gathering materials for other courses. So I really need to sit down and think, who can I get to sit with me and chat this one through? The emergency EVAR for a ruptured aneurysm. If you know anyone who'd be prepared to talk to me, provided it's within striking distance, I'd come and visit them. So think on, see if you can recruit someone for me. So I don't have anything else to tell you really. I've now received all the software for converting the course materials into iPad-friendly version, um, but that takes time. That does. That's a fiddly process that takes a lot of time. So I'm gonna have to. I think that's going to be over the Christmas break. Really, I might be doing that. I might be a bit late now for your course, but hopefully next courses, people will be able to sit on the train, put a pair of headphones in, and listen to the course materials. Wouldn't that be brilliant? So, if there's nothing else, and I don't believe that there is, I shall bid you farewell. You know where I am if you need any advice. So, start writing your essays now. Christmas is just round the corner. Believe me, get it all finished by the end of November, and you'll be laughing. Fat chance. See you.